Dear Starseed from Gaia, the habit that annoys everyone else is revealing the tender soul he rarely shows, and your heart recognizes it for a reason. I am Ophelia, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and the reunion guides are speaking through me with a message timed for this exact moment. By the end of this transmission, you'll understand exactly how to recognize your divine counterpart. But here's the first revelation. What others dismiss as irritating may be the very way he protects his heart, expresses care, or remains connected to the love he cannot yet explain. You didn't find this video by chance. Your heart called this message in because something about him is awakening a truth you have felt beneath the surface. This isn't just a message. It's a moment of divine intervention. Your soul has been waiting for this guidance. Stay open, because the habit that makes everyone else pull away may be the detail that melts your heart and reveals his deeper nature. Comment. 11 Lament, if your heart is awakening to divine truth. And subscribe if you are aligning with sacred union. Your heart knows why you're here. Not every soul who hears this message is ready to act on it. But if your heart is beating differently right now, if something inside you whispered, "This is for me," then the next step has already chosen you. The Divine Love Frequency Code holds the complete activation sequence for sacred partnership, the wound clearing, the recognition map, the 11-minute practice that shifts your entire energetic field. You'll find it in the first pinned comment below, but only while this window remains open. And perhaps what touches you most is not the habit itself, but what lives beneath it. The way he does something that makes other people sigh, roll their eyes, or quietly wonder how anyone could tolerate him, while you feel a tenderness you cannot fully explain. You see the part of him that others experience as inconvenient, excessive, awkward, or strange. And somehow your heart recognizes it as evidence of something real. That is because your soul is not always drawn to polished behavior. Sometimes it recognizes the truth hidden inside the imperfection, the unguarded humanity that appears when someone forgets to perform. A perfect image may attract attention, but an authentic detail can awaken recognition. There are people who have learned how to make themselves easy to love. They know exactly when to speak, when to be charming, when to soften their opinions, and how to present a version of themselves that never asks too much from anyone. They are admired, accepted, and often deeply lonely. Their lives can look like beautifully arranged rooms where no one is allowed to touch anything. Then there are souls who have not mastered the art of appearing effortless. Their feelings show. Their routines reveal them. Their peculiar habits follow them into every room. They may repeat themselves, become absorbed in one subject, overthink a simple moment, need more reassurance than they admit, or retreat into silence when the world becomes too loud. They may organize their day around familiar rituals, speak with unusual intensity about the things they love, or become visibly unsettled when something changes without warning. To everyone else, it may look like a flaw. But to the heart that is truly listening, it can feel like a doorway into the hidden architecture of his soul, into the places where his history has shaped his nervous system and his tenderness has learned to survive. You may sense that his habit is not merely a behavior, it is a language. It tells you something about how he protects himself, how he processes emotion, how he has survived being misunderstood. Perhaps he checks and rechecks everything because disappointment once arrived without warning. Perhaps he jokes at the wrong moment because sincerity feels too exposed. Perhaps he withdraws when he cares most because closeness awakens fears he does not know how to name. Perhaps he notices details no one else sees because his heart has spent years studying the emotional weather around him. Maybe the habit is his way of creating a small island of safety in a world that once felt unpredictable. Maybe it is the thread he holds when his inner landscape becomes stormy. And this is where many souls struggle with divine love. They are taught to search for someone who has no wounds, no contradictions, no habits that require patience. They are encouraged to judge connection by how easy it feels in the beginning, as though true love should arrive without questions, discomfort, or growth. But sacred partnership is not the meeting of two perfect people. It is the meeting of two honest souls who are willing to become conscious of what they carry. Scripture reminds us that love is patient and kind, but patience is not blindness, and kindness is not permission for harm. A sacred connection is not measured by how much confusion you can endure. It is measured by whether truth, care, and responsibility are allowed to grow between two people. This does not mean excusing harmful behavior. Love is not a command to tolerate disrespect, manipulation, cruelty, or emotional absence. A sacred bond does not ask you to abandon discernment. It does not turn pain into proof. It does not require you to keep waiting for someone who repeatedly shows you that they are unwilling to meet you with care. Even compassion needs a gate. Even an open heart requires a wise keeper. But there is a difference between a wound that someone is trying to understand and a pattern they use to avoid responsibility. There is a difference between an endearing imperfection and behavior that diminishes your spirit. Your heart knows the difference when you become quiet enough to hear it. One leaves you feeling more human, more honest, and more connected to your own center. The other leaves you feeling smaller, anxious, depleted, and unsure whether your needs are allowed to exist. The reason his habit melts your heart may be because you can feel the vulnerable truth beneath it. You are not falling for the surface behavior. You are responding to the unguarded soul behind the behavior. You sense the child who learned to cope in an unusual way. You sense the sensitive man who built a ritual around himself because the world once felt unsafe. You sense the tenderness hidden inside what others dismiss. You may even feel the sacredness of witnessing something he does not show everyone. There is intimacy in seeing someone before the mask returns, in noticing the quiet gestures that escape the public version of him, and perhaps, in a quiet way, you recognize yourself there. This is one of the deepest mirrors of divine love. We are often drawn to the places in another person where we have also been judged, the places where we were called too much, too emotional, too quiet, too complicated, too intense, too strange. When you see him being misunderstood and feel an instinctive softness instead of immediate rejection, it may be because your own heart is remembering what it feels like to long for someone who can see beyond the visible behavior. You know what it is to have a part of yourself placed under a harsh light and labeled before anyone tried to understand it. That recognition can be beautiful. It can also become a test. The first sacred key is the worthiness unlock. Before love can become safe in your life, you must begin to believe that you do not have to earn tenderness by becoming endlessly understanding. You deserve to be met, not merely to be the one who meets everyone else. You deserve a love where compassion moves in both directions, where you are not always the healer, the calmer, the interpreter, or the one making excuses for silence. Sometimes highly empathic souls become attached to potential because they can feel the hidden goodness in another person. They see the pain behind the defensiveness, the fear beneath the silence, the sweetness beneath the irritating habit. But seeing someone's deeper nature does not mean you are responsible for bringing it into expression. You can recognize his heart without carrying his healing. You can love what is sacred in him without abandoning what is sacred in you. When this key turns, your compassion becomes cleaner. You no longer confuse understanding with obligation. You stop believing that being the only person who truly sees him means you must accept anything he does. You begin to ask a more honest question. Does this connection allow both of us to become more whole? The second sacred key is the mirror of recognition. What melts your heart in him may reveal something your own heart has been waiting to accept in itself. Perhaps his oddness gives you permission to stop performing perfection. Perhaps his unfiltered nature awakens your own desire to be known without editing every word. Perhaps the way he clings to a familiar habit reminds you of the rituals you used to feel safe, even the ones you hide from people you love. His difference may be showing you that belonging does not require constant self-correction. This is why certain people affect us more deeply than others. They do not simply attract us. They reflect an emotional truth we have been avoiding. Their presence touches the room inside us where we have stored the parts of ourselves that were once rejected. We may say, his habit is adorable, but beneath that thought may be another message. Maybe I am allowed to be human too. The mirror is not asking you to become identical. It is asking you to become honest. If you want someone who can be accepted in his complexity, you must also practice accepting your own. If you want him to feel safe enough to reveal his heart, you must stop treating your own sensitivity as something embarrassing. Sacred union begins when both people can lay down the performance and remain present with what is real. The third sacred key is the release of old relational contracts. Many people enter love carrying an invisible agreement that says, "I will be patient enough for both of us," or "If I understand his pain, he will eventually understand mine," or "If I love him without judgment, he will become the person I need." These agreements may feel romantic, but they often keep the heart trapped in unequal exchange. You may have been trained to prove love through endurance. You may have watched people remain in relationships where one person gave and the other received, where one person explained and the other avoided, where one person kept hoping and the other kept postponing. So when you encounter a man whose habits reveal vulnerability, you may feel called to protect him from judgment. That instinct can be loving, but it can also awaken an old role. The rescuer, the interpreter, the endlessly patient one. Let the old contract dissolve. You are not here to be someone's emotional translator forever. You are not here to turn every confusing action into a beautiful explanation while your own needs remain unanswered. If the connection is aligned, your understanding will eventually be met by his willingness to understand. His tenderness will not exist only in the private moments you imagine. It will become visible through consistency, accountability, and care. The fourth sacred key is divine timing, not as passive waiting, but as conscious preparation. There are seasons when a connection feels close in the heart, but distant in the physical world. During those seasons, it is easy to turn every coincidence into a promise, and every silence into a spiritual test. But sacred timing is not asking you to suspend your life until another person becomes ready. It is asking you to become present to the life that is already asking for you. If he is meant to walk beside you, the connection will not require you to disappear from yourself while you wait. You will not have to shrink your joy, delay your healing, or organize your entire emotional world around his choices. Divine timing creates room for both souls to grow, but it does not ask one soul to remain frozen. Let the time between now and whatever comes next become a place of embodiment. Build the life your heart would feel safe bringing love into. Strengthen the friendships that remind you who you are. Give your body rest. Speak the truth sooner. Stop making yourself available to people who only reach for you when it is convenient. Every act of self-respect changes the signal you send into the world. The fifth sacred key is magnetic embodiment. You cannot call in a relationship based on emotional safety while repeatedly choosing emotional uncertainty as your familiar home. You cannot ask for devotion while treating inconsistency as chemistry. You cannot ask to be cherished while continuing to negotiate against your own needs. The energy of divine love is not desperation. It is availability without self-abandonment. It is an open heart with a clear boundary. It is the ability to say, "I feel deeply, and I will still remain loyal to myself." This may be why his habit affects you so strongly. It offers a glimpse of a relationship where you are not asking someone to be flawless. You are asking them to be real. You want the small, human details. You want the laugh that comes at the wrong time, the familiar routine, the strange preference, the tenderness that would never impress a crowd but would become precious in private. You are not searching for a performance. You are searching for a soul you can recognize in ordinary moments. But the love you desire must also be embodied by you. Become someone who can appreciate another person's humanity without romanticizing your own neglect. Become someone who can hold space without losing your center. Become someone who can receive love without questioning whether it is too good to last. The sixth sacred key is separation wisdom. If distance exists between you, do not automatically interpret it as rejection, and do not automatically interpret it as proof of destiny. Distance can reveal what a connection truly contains. It can show whether there is mutual effort or only one-sided longing. It can uncover whether the bond lives in actions or only in imagination. Sometimes separation gives two people the room to outgrow the versions of themselves that could not meet. Sometimes it simply gives you the clarity to stop calling a closed door a sacred portal. Both outcomes can serve your soul. The wisdom is not in forcing the distance to mean one particular thing. The wisdom is in allowing reality to speak. Notice whether he moves toward honesty. Notice whether you feel peaceful or perpetually activated. Notice whether your intuition is quiet and steady or frantic and searching. Divine love may stir the heart, but it does not require constant confusion to remain alive. The seventh sacred key is reunion readiness. The final lock does not open when you become perfect. It opens when you no longer need another person's response to confirm your value. It opens when you can look at him with affection and still see clearly. It opens when you can welcome his softness without becoming responsible for his shadows. It opens when love is no longer a place where you go to be chosen, but a place where two people consciously choose one another. You may be wondering why this particular habit has stayed in your mind, why you remember it when no one else seems to understand, why something that irritates everyone else becomes a source of warmth for you. The answer may be that your heart is responding to the intimacy of knowing. There is a particular tenderness in recognizing the things someone does when they are not trying to impress anyone. Love often begins there, not in grand declarations, but in the quiet observation of what a person does when they believe no one is paying attention. The way he reaches for the same object without thinking. The way he pauses before answering. The way he repeats a story because it still matters to him. The way he hides discomfort behind humor. The way he becomes completely absorbed in something simple. These moments may reveal more than a carefully constructed image ever could. And yet, your heart must remain awake enough to ask whether he allows you to be known with the same tenderness. This is the ultimate revelation. You are not strange for loving what others overlook. You are not foolish because your heart notices the person behind the habit. You are not naive for feeling tenderness toward the parts of him that have been criticized. Your sensitivity is not a weakness. It is a form of perception. But perception must be joined with wisdom. You can see his soul and still require his presence. You can understand his fear and still expect honesty. You can love his unusual ways and still need respect. You can feel a sacred connection and still allow time, behavior, and mutual effort to reveal what it truly is. The deepest love will not punish you for having discernment. It will not ask you to choose between compassion and self-protection. It will not make you feel that your only way to remain connected is to betray your own knowing. A bond aligned with your highest path will make room for your whole heart, not only the part that understands, forgives, waits, and gives. Perhaps he melts your heart because he reminds you that love is not found in perfection. It is found in presence. It is found in the willingness to be seen without constantly correcting the parts that make you human. It is found in the moment when two people stop asking, "How do I appear?" and begin asking, "How can I be honest and kind here?" Let that be the standard you carry forward. Do not shame yourself for feeling deeply. Do not force yourself to become indifferent just because other people cannot understand what you see. But do not make a sacred story out of someone's inability to show up. Let your heart remain soft and your eyes remain open. Let affection be warm, but let truth be warmer. Tonight, place your hand over your heart and breathe slowly. Say, "I honor the love I feel, and I honor the wisdom that guides me. I welcome relationships where tenderness is mutual, truth is safe, and my heart does not have to abandon itself to be loved." Then release the need to know exactly what happens next. If he is part of your path, what is real will have a way of becoming clearer. If he is here to awaken something within you, that awakening will remain yours even if the outer story changes. Nothing genuine is wasted. Every moment that teaches you to recognize tenderness also teaches you how to offer it to yourself. You have spent enough time believing that love must be earned by being endlessly accommodating. You have spent enough time translating silence into hidden devotion and calling anxiety a spiritual connection. You are ready for a love that can hold the small imperfections, the unusual habits, the vulnerable moments, and the difficult conversations without turning them into reasons to leave or excuses to remain stuck. You are ready to be loved in the ordinary places, and the person who is truly aligned with you will not only be moved by the way you see him, he will become curious about the way you feel. He will learn your language too. He will notice what makes you withdraw, what makes you laugh, what you need when you are overwhelmed. He will not expect you to be the only one carrying the sacredness of the connection. That is how you will know the difference between a fantasy that keeps you waiting and a love that is learning how to meet you. One asks you to interpret everything. The other gives you enough truth that your nervous system can rest. Your heart is not asking for too much. It is asking for a love where the smallest details are safe, where the strange habits become familiar rather than weaponized, where both people are allowed to be unfinished and still committed to growth. That kind of love does not erase individuality. It creates a space where individuality can finally breathe. So let the habit that melts your heart become more than a reason to romanticize him. Let it become a reminder of what you value: authenticity over performance, tenderness over image, presence over perfection, and mutual care over one-sided understanding. You are not here to chase a sign. You are here to become a clear signal of the love you are prepared to receive. Before you scroll, take a moment to be part of what's forming here. Drop one intention in the comments, something real from your heart journey. Then respond to someone else's with encouragement or love. This isn't content, it's collective healing. Love multiplies when hearts connect. If something in this message resonated, don't keep it to yourself. Someone in your life is waiting for this exact activation. Share it. And if you felt a soul nudge, subscribe. Stay in the flow of divine love guidance. You're not just watching, you're healing. This is your sacred space, and we're just getting started.